Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I bid to my lecturer, Mr. Saiful Adli, as well as to my group members, um, Faizah and one Nur Fazlini. So today we are going to deliver a presentation on sociology, okay, in specific on the roles of the teacher. Right, let's move on. So these are the presenters for this session. With myself is Engku Adil Safizi bin Cik Engku Abdul Aziz, and together with my teammates Faizah binti Hamad and also with one Nur Fazlini. So I'm going to start the presentation first, okay, by sharing the general concept of sociology as well as with the teachers. Okay, so basically sociology is the study of society as well as the human behavior. Okay, and this sociology plays a very significant role in understanding and improving, okay, the education system. So the teachers act as the key agents, okay, within the school environment, which can benefit from the sociological insights, okay, in enhancing our teaching practices as well as in creating a more inclusive and effective learning environment. Right, remember the term inclusive. The term inclusivity or inclusive will is a very common term, can be found in sociology when we are studying sociology. So we will encounter a lot of this term. Sorry, we will encounter this term um, a lot of times. Okay, all right. So let's move on. Before we go into the role of teachers in sociology, let's have a look first at the role of sociology in education. Okay, all right. So the first one is understanding the social context. So sociology help teachers, okay, to understand the social context in which the students live, okay, including their family background, their community environment, as well as with their cultural influences. So these elements can help um, the teachers, okay, to understand as well as to tailor their teaching, okay, their teaching methods in meeting the diverse needs of their students. Okay, so the second one is addressing social inequalities. Sociological research can highlight, or they have already highlighted, the impacts of social inequalities. Okay, for example, the socio-economic status, the races, the genders, the religious, as well as their what we call as household outcomes. Okay, so we the teachers can use this knowledge, okay, to identify and to address, okay, the differences in our classrooms, okay, to ensure that all students have at least equal opportunities to succeed. Let's move on. Promoting social inclusion. All right. Okay. So this is the second time we encounter this term inclusive. Okay. So sociology emphasizes the importance of social inclusion and the need to create a supportive and welcoming environment for all the students, okay, regardless of their backgrounds, okay, their religion background, their family background, their races. So the teachers can foster inclusivity, okay, by incorporating this diverse perspective into their curriculum and promote respectful interaction among the students. Okay, so the next point, um, the role of sociology in the education is to promote social inclusion. Sorry, to encourage critical thinking. So sociological theories and concepts can be integrated, okay, into the curriculum, okay, to encourage the students to think critically about the social issues and their own roles within their society. So by doing this, can promote active citizenship as well as the social awareness among the students. All right, so let's move to the first role of teachers in sociology. Okay, so the first one, adapting teaching styles to ensure equitable learning for diverse socio-cultural backgrounds. So there are 4 points that I have provided to talk about this point. So adapting teacher strategies, differentiated instruction, culturally relevant materials, as well as inclusive classroom environment. So teachers can adopt a variety of teaching strategies, okay, to ensure that all students, okay, regardless of their socio-cultural background, can receive equitable learning opportunities. So this includes differentiated instruction, okay, which tailors teaching methods, okay, as well as the teaching styles to the diverse learning needs of the students. For example, teacher can use a mix of visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, okay, teaching techniques to accommodate different learning styles. So as we know, our students don't have the similar uh, learning style. So we need to mix our teaching method to meet their learning style. Okay, and also the teachers can integrate culturally relevant materials and example into their lessons, okay, making learning more relatable and engaging, okay, to students from various backgrounds. Okay, and the last one is creating an inclusive classroom environment, okay, where all students feel valued and respected is crucial, okay, for equitable learning. Okay, so that should be all from me. I'm gonna pass this presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Okay, good morning everyone. My name is Faiza binti Ahmad and today I will present on the rules of teachers to address prejudices among students from different ethnics and religion. Okay, next. All right. So among the roles of teachers, okay, to address the prejudice, okay, among students from various religion and cultural background is the first one is we need to foster an inclusive and respectful classroom culture. Okay. So among the things that teachers can do are to incorporate lessons on diversity, tolerance, and empathy into the curriculum. Okay, here teachers need to make sure that every student from different ethnic and religion feel valued and respected. Okay, so in the class, even when we are teaching different subjects, okay, not pendidikan moral or pendidikan civic subjects, we need to incorporate lessons on the diversity, tolerance, empathy into the curriculum. Okay, we must make sure that every student respect each other. Okay, respect the religion. Okay, and not showing prejudice in the classroom. Right, next. Okay, teachers themselves also need to model inclusive behavior and language. So teachers need to set positive example for students. Teachers themselves cannot be prejudiced. They need to model inclusive behavior and language. Okay, so that students will follow the example. Okay, and when instances of prejudice or stereotyping occur, teachers need to address them promptly, okay, and constructively, using those moments as teachable opportunities. Okay, so teachers need to be very careful and constructive when addressing the issue. Okay, so that students will understand why they cannot be prejudiced towards the students. If let's say teachers only yell at the students, okay, they yell at the students, they become angry to the students, and the students do not even understand why the things they do are wrong. So eventually the thing will not solve. Okay, the instances of prejudice will not solve. Okay, because teachers themselves do not show or do not model inclusive behavior and language. Okay, even in the context of, for example, students body shame their friends. For example, pendeknya kau ni, gemuknya apa semua. So, teachers need to show, teachers need to address the body shaming promptly and constructively. Okay, so it's the same thing. Teachers need to address the issues in the class, so that students will be able to become model students and not doing things that show prejudice. Okay, and the last one for this, teachers can also encourage open dialogue and discussions about cultural differences, and this way students will be able to develop a better understanding and appreciation of diversity. Okay, so teachers need to encourage open dialogue, okay, discussions. Okay, students need to be given opportunities, okay, to ask questions about other cultures, about other religion, so that they understand their friends better. Okay, and to avoid prejudices. All right, and the second one is, okay, we are moving on to the next question on how to integrate cultural diversity into teaching activities to add students' value. Okay, so firstly, teachers okay, teachers can include literature. Okay, teachers can include literature, stories, and examples from various cultures in the lessons. Okay, teachers can include literatures from, for example, Indian writers, Chinese writers, okay, that show about their cultures in the writing, stories, examples from various cultures, so that students will know different cultures and backgrounds. And then we can also celebrate cultural events and holidays in the classroom, not just, for example, if the school, the majority of the students and teachers are Malay, we can all, and there are some some Chinese students or Indian students in the school, we can also celebrate, okay, celebrate their cultural events and holidays in the classroom, to make them feel inclusive, to make them feel valued and respected in the classroom. Okay, and then we can also conduct collaborative projects that encourage students to explore and share their cultural backgrounds. Okay, and the last one, we can also invite guest speakers from diverse backgrounds to share their experiences. So these are among the efforts that teachers can do to integrate cultural diversity into teaching activities. Okay, so okay, this would be the end of my presentation. Thank you, thank you, madam, for listening. Okay, so thank you. All right, so assalamualaikum.
Okay, thank you, Iza, for the brief explanation. Okay, moving on to my part. So I'm going to explain about the question number 4 and number 5. Okay, so question number 4 is how important is professional training for teachers? in addressing cultural diversity, and what types of training can help teachers become more sensitive to social cultural issues. Okay, from my opinion, professional training is essential for teachers to effectively address cultural diversity and become more sensitive to social cultural issues. Okay, for example, imagine a classroom with students from diverse linguistic backgrounds. Without training, a teacher might assume all students understand standard English, leading to some students falling behind. Okay, with training, the teacher learns strategies for supporting English language learners, creating a more equitable learning environment. Okay, so and then a teacher might unknowingly make assumptions based on cultural stereotypes. Okay, so uh, cultural stereotypes means that maybe a teacher feels that Malay would Malay student would be more laid back, okay, and shy rather than Chinese or Indian student. They are more outspoken and brave to try and volunteer in class. So actually, that is not true. It is depend on individual and how they are raised. Okay, so this training can help them with who is who are teachers to recognize and challenge these biases. Okay, so what are types of training can help teachers become more sensitive to social cultural issues? Okay, so the training programs that can include okay, the first one is workshops. Okay, workshops on cultural competency, diversity, and inclusion, helping teachers understand and appreciate the cultural backgrounds of their students. So, such training can also equip teachers with strategies to create inclusive lesson plans and classroom environments. So, for example, in a class, maybe they are Malay, Indian, uh, Chinese, and other races, and also they have different kind of understanding and abilities. So, with this such training, so teachers can plan their lesson, okay, to cater to all the students' needs and also the class environments, climates. Okay. So, and then the number two is role playing scenarios and case studies. Okay, that can provide practical experience in handling cultural issues. Okay. So, for example, um, a teacher participates in a role play, okay, where they must handle a situation involving a cultural misunderstanding between two students. So, this provides practical experience in conflict resolution and mediation. Okay. So, other than that is case studies. Okay. Case studies might present real life scenarios of cultural conflicts in schools, prompting teachers to analyze the situations and develop solution. Okay. Okay, so and then the last point is about r- no, continuous professional development, okay, including seminars. Okay, the seminars that we attend at the PPDs, GPN, and also the online courses, okay, such as webinars, ensures that teachers stay updated on best practices for fostering a culturally responsive classroom. Okay, so for example, teachers can participate in online courses that explore current research on culturally responsive teaching, ensuring they stay up to date with best practices. Okay, so these seminars could bring in experts, okay, to discuss emerging social cultural issues affecting students, such as the impact of immigration or changing family structures. Okay, so moving on to the second question, my part, which is question number five. Okay, question number five is about what is the role of teachers' behavior and personal attitudes in shaping students' views on social cultural diversity And how does this influence the overall school climate? Okay, so teachers' behavior and personal attitudes significantly influence students' views on social culture diversity and the overall school climate. Okay, so teachers who demonstrate respect, empathy, and openness towards all cultures set a positive example for their students. So, okay. So these their behavior can promote an inclusive and supportive class environment where all where all students feel valued and accepted. Okay, so a teacher who constantly models respect for all students, regardless of their background, sets a positive example. If a teacher openly corrects a student who makes a derogatory comment, it sends a powerful message that such behavior is unacceptable in the class. Okay, so other than that, if a teacher display favoritism towards students from a particular cultural group, so other students may internalize negative biases. Okay, a teacher who celebrates the diversity of their students will encourage students to do the same too. Okay, and then teachers' attitude towards diversity can also impact students' self-esteem and sense of belonging. So self-esteem here is when a teacher doesn't favor someone or a majority, okay, uh, of race in the class. So other student will feel that the teacher is fair. Okay, so they have high confidence and high self-esteem, and then the sense of belonging also strong, okay, stronger in the class. Okay, so by fostering a positive and inclusive school climate, teachers can encourage students to develop mutual respect and appreciation for cultural differences, okay, leading to a more harmonious and cohesive school community. Okay, so that's all from my part. Okay, and then it remarks the end of our group presentation too. Okay, so thank you to Mr. Adli and also my friends. Okay, so that's all from our group. Thank you.